Am I back? Connecting. Discord is taking a second to get back, but let's try this. I know the stream's back now. Shh. All right, well, we're back. Yellow. Am I back on Discord yet? No, I'm not back on Discord. Why does Discord always take longer than anything else to boot back up? Still says connecting on Discord. I'm going to try again. Hello? There, that should be working.
Yeah.
Well, I did call it. Alrighty. Time to buy all the weapons, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna get it updated just yet because we need to finish up this replay. But I'll get that going with the next one, which is a recording on a YouTube video. So, alright. So, from here, we do still have a numbers advantage as a team. Team is able to push up and get another one as well, but we don't have the clams. So now that we're pushed up, now is when we want to be getting those clams ready to go. If there's some, and again, we're turning our back to the enemy team. We can't see anything from here, and I'm very worried that, you know, something's going to happen that we could have attended to, or, you know, we don't have to back up as far as we're backing up. So I think camera control is definitely the #1 thing right now that I'm seeing that I want you to be working on. There's just no reason right now to have your back turned to the enemy team. You need to be looking at what's going on in front there to be able to react to it well. Even when you are trying to retreat, let's see, we're at 313 here. Fingers crossed that it doesn't just like initiate the download or something when I jump out here. But even, oh no, map mode update. Please don't kick me out. Oh no. Oh no. It kicked me back out to the Splatcast. I've made a mistake. Shoot. I think I might have just hosed it there. I think that might have made it so that the update kicks in and it doesn't work anymore. And it's not letting me skip this either. Well, Umami Ruins is in rotation. Enemy Hero said, thank you for the donation, but I don't know that I'm fine right now. Like, the update, quote-unquote, was yesterday, except that now that the game is in a new state, I think that I think that the replay isn't going to work anymore. We'll go in and see, but anyway, the technique I was talking about, so let's say that there are a bunch of players coming at you from in front, and you need to get away from them. I'm still going to be doing this a lot of the time if I need to be able to see stuff. Like, I am painting, but then immediately turning my camera back. Or if I need to paint a line, I'm going to do that, and then have my camera turning back the other way as I'm moving backwards. So that I can see when that's happening. And that is a mechanical skill I would definitely practice in the lobby here, because keeping your back turned like this means you just are blind at that point. So. Okay. Oh, please let me still have this.
Moment of truth.
Okay. Whew. Thank goodness. So 313 was where we were. Ouroboros is an Aerospray RG, yes. Throws Booyah Bombs all the time. Does nothing else. Okay, so from here, we just back all the way up. We also don't know where our teammates are right now. They have to be either behind us or to the back left. But that's another thing that we kind of lose track of because we turned around. This would be a prime opportunity to be throwing torpedoes at their plat, specifically trying to hit that crab in the back with the torpedoes. It will paint the plat. It will force them to look away and paint something else. You can do it from cover here. You've got teammates on the left to follow up if the opponents give you any opening. That's what you want to be doing right here. And you take a while to get up there, and you also put yourself in a vulnerable position by being up on top. See, when you're on top of a thing, the only escape route you have is to drop off it. And dropping off it is one of the slowest things that you can do in Splatoon. Your lateral movement, your horizontal movement in the air is slower even than when you're walking. There's just very little that you can do from there. So if someone runs at you while you're at this on top of this piece of cover, when you fall down, they're making up ground on you. They're getting closer to you than you want them to. So you didn't want to be up on top of that to throw that torpedo. You could still have made it all the way up onto the platform without having to get up there. But now that you're up there, this player on the right has seen you. Now, they're an H3, so I don't know why they're making this aggressive a play. That's something that the Splash should have done, and they probably would have splatted you for doing it, but they tried. Again, so we're dropping into mid, where there is no cover. There's no escape route either, because it's a one-way drop. There's the wall behind us will stop us from backing up any further. There's a bunch of enemy ink down here. We're a couple players down. We see two enemies in front of us. We don't see a teammate with us. There are a lot of reasons not to run forward like this. So anytime that you're going to drop off a ledge, you always want to do a double take for a second. Be like, wait, I'm about to do something that is really risky. Is this a bad idea? So dropping off a ledge is one thing. Dropping off a ledge into enemy ink is another thing. Moving forward is dangerous when you're down a player. So those are 3 alarm bells. Another alarm bell would be that you're pushing into an area with no cover when you're the shortest ranged weapon in the entire game. Cover is your friend when you are that shortest ranged weapon. So if you're going to try and make an aggressive play, you need to have something in between you and them while you're making it. We're going to be down a player here. A couple of these situations, I feel like you've got... it's sort of something a bunch of T-Tech players develop, is that they always throw the bomb before they go in. And the problem with that is that, number one, the bomb is giving the opponent information before they're doing max DPS. Number two is that a lot of the time, it's just more effective to go in with the main weapon. The torpedo here is going to take longer to get to them than your 4 shots would have taken to get to them. So this torpedo, all it's really doing is being like, oh, hey, I'm about to get shot by a junior if I stay here. So you end up getting the splat, but it would have been faster to just get your aim set on that player, swim toward them, and as soon as you were in range, to just hold down ZR and splat them that way. Yeah, at this point, all you're really going to try and do is paint up a little bit. Get special as fast as you can, would be my advice. Looks like there's a fight over there. Was there a reason you dropped off the ledge there?
I don't recall, no.
In general, and this is, more true in some places than other, but in general, dropping off a ledge is always going to be a little bit slower than just swimming across or jumping across, keeping the high ground. Because you have to fall all the way down and then climb all the way back up the wall, instead of just continuing to move forward. That sort of a thing is a bigger of a deal on a map like Wahoo or Flounder, where dropping off means it's going to take you 6 or 7 seconds to get back in. It's like half of a respawn timer at that point. But at this point, you know, we look up at the top of the screen, there's only one player alive, and it's the Explo, so they're going to be backing up quite a bit. Right now, we want to get as much special as we can. Unfortunately, our teammate in front of us goes down, but, like, we can be taking a little bit more ground than this because they're still recovering from being wiped, basically. When we sit back like this, we're keeping ourselves away from turf we could be painting. And also, we end up far back enough from here that we're not in position to help our teammate on the left when a fight breaks out. So from here, like, since we had that big numbers advantage, we wanted to be more aggressive than this. We're playing as though it's like an even matchup right now, when it's kind of not, because we had a big numbers advantage, and we had at least a good 3 or 4 seconds where we could take advantage of that and isolate enemy players. But we don't end up managing to help them there. I don't know if you even noticed that there was a player coming up on the right. We see them a couple of times on their way up, and it might be you're just a little bit distracted by it, but... So, like, right here... On the left, we saw them just there. And now when they show up behind us, like, we're not ready for it. I think we see it better earlier than this. Let me back up even more. So we want to paint everything as thoroughly as we can. And we can definitely be painting more efficiently than that. There's a lot that we're painting over that's we've already controlled. This fight happens over here. And anytime that there's rain as well, expect someone to maybe try and be swimming through that too. Like, you got to look at that like, I don't know if there's somebody in there. Okay. So we probably just didn't notice that. And that also is a little bit of a camera thing, because you can keep your camera focused on mid so that you can see both of those options at once until you start to engage on one of them. But if you're going to engage on one of them, like, you got a hard commit. Like, you could have gone in there and helped the teammate back there. Do you know what the this way there was about? Because you were behind your teammates at that point.
Repeat that?
Do you know what the this way that you used just now was about? Because you're behind your teammates as you're saying that.
No. I think it was just when I was ouching, and then...
I don't know if that's it, because it comes out, like, as you're landing here. Like this one.
Oh, yeah.
That would be confusing for your teammates, probably. That might get someone to look backwards at a time where they should be looking forward. That might be dangerous. Okay. I like the torpedo span here. We don't want to move around too much here so that we fall off the ledge before we want to. I like that you're staying here. Yeah, that is the retreat that I've wanted you to do a couple of times here on the left-hand side. To just back up and get out of there so you can see things again. I think that was a good disciplined play right there. Just making sure you keep yourself safe. Don't, you know, waste your wave breaker. Now would be a time to start popping specials. You've gotten a lot of players further forward right now. You probably can't even help that fight on the front right at this point, even if you throw a torpedo at it. It's so far away. Like, we're backing up as our teammates are moving forward, and as we have specials, and as those specials on our teammates' side are getting popped. Like, there's a little bit of a mismatch there that might cost us some time, and that time could be important. Yeah, our teammates get in there before we do, and so we're stuck trying to force our way in, and we're never able to make it with that power clam there. If we're there with our teammates teammates have more support in that fight, and we're also probably able to get the clam scored because we're just forward sooner. But now this is too early to be pushing up because our teammates are definitely not with us here. Like, look at how green the map is right now. It was just you and your pink trail there, and that was all that was going on in mid, so the enemy team is going to just collapse on that immediately. So I think some of this is probably map awareness. Some of this is probably like game state awareness. Knowing who's up, who's down. Is it time to push? Is it time to back up? Because all of that decision making depends on you having information about what's in front of you and on the heads up display. And it feels like we're not necessarily always making decisions based on that. Which is really common. It's something that is a skill that needs to be worked on. Yeah, if I'm getting in that deep and I've got a blaster looking at me or something like that, I don't. Oh, it was an Explo. I'm probably popping the special a little bit earlier just because I'm not sure I'm going to survive long enough to put it out there. But it ends up working out, and we actually get someone from it, and this is a really solid position. We want to get this one. Our teammate is trying to throw clams at us to make that power clam, and we keep moving, so they keep missing us. If you just sit like outside the range of the ink storm there, then they're actually able to hit that. But because we kept moving, we never got that opportunity while we were up there. And now they're just going to stop us. We really did not want to get that power clam. We lost players. We didn't have paint control. Our teammates on the right were getting pushed, so they couldn't help us. As soon as you make that power clam, you are target number 1, and there's nothing in between you and the enemy team. So at that point, you want to just keep the 7 clams and stay alive because we've missed our window there. This is a good collapse. You're going to be able to stop that player. Unfortunately, you go down in mid. Slightly better movement, slightly faster reaction to the situation might be able to get you out of that, but at least you stopped the score for the time being. Shoot, doesn't look like he stopped it in its entirety, unfortunately. We definitely need to splat this guy. With the aim there, you want to aim in front of them. You want to aim on the path that it's going to take them to get to the basket, so that you're sure to stop them. Because they got a lot further forward than they really needed to. And that might actually lead to the game not being able to be stopped here. Or not being able to be brought to overtime here. So right here, we can see what direction they're moving. We just need to cut off that angle they're trying to move at. We don't need to hit them. We just need to paint their feet. The problem is we don't paint their feet until they're like right here on top of us, which means we're taking a lot more damage than we need to because they're hitting us there. And they also paint this whole trail. And in the meantime, their teammate behind them is using that trail to get closer. So if you stop this further forward, then you might actually be able to keep them from getting this dunked. But now I think that's just game over. Unless... Oh, let's go Ulick. Can you get it? Oh my god, Ulick, you're a hero. An absolute... Oh my god, you get this? Oh no! All we needed to do there was swim through, get to the basket. We do not want to shoot anybody. We're in a 1v3. We don't want to be seen. We don't want to be perceived. We just want to like jump as far forward as we can and get that one single clam thrown. Shooting at the opponent makes them shoot at you. And making them shoot at you makes all of their teammates shoot at you too. But if you just try and swim through, with all the particle effects that are happening on screen, with all of the chaos that's going on, they might not notice you slipping by. They might not notice you in swim form. They might not notice you swimming through the ink, the ripples. You have a better chance of moving forward if you don't engage them there and just try to, like, jump across the corner there, jump across the gap, and throw the one clam than if you try to fire your main weapon at all. So, very, very close game. Lots of decision points here that easily could have made things go the other way. Big takeaways are we need to keep better track of numbers advantage so that we know when it's time to play defense and also when it's time to push. I think both of those things we're not reacting to quite as quickly, and because of that, we're losing initiative. We've got moments where we're up 3-1, and we're hanging back on our plat, which is just giving the enemy team time to respawn. There are also moments where we're 2 down and we're rushing forward into mid, where we don't have a teammate there to help us. So recognizing the numbers advantage is really, really important, and it's something that I think will elevate your decision making a lot. Part of that is collecting more information, and in order to collect more information, like I talked about, we want to be using our camera more carefully so that we can see all of the available options whenever possible. I think the combination of those two things is going to help a lot right away. Mechanically speaking, be very careful about dropping off ledges. We do that a couple of times here in ways that disadvantage us. Be careful that we're not throwing a torpedo when firing the main weapon is actually the correct course of action. And whenever you're engaging on something longer range than you, make sure that you've got cover on your way forward to it. Do you have any questions for me?
In terms of like deciding whether to take high ground to like launch a torpedo or not, I guess because that's like one of the instances where I was kind of like trying to use that high ground, but I could have just thrown it from the plat.
Sorry, what's the question?
Because usually I feel like by taking high ground with the torpedo, you kind of get a little bit more clearance, and then like you can make them turn, so to speak, and like get them from a different angle.
Yeah, it is an advantage. That particular piece of high ground, though, like, it isn't a very safe one. It's more there to be a piece of cover than it is to be something to stand on top of, because standing on top of it means that people can just rush you. So you need to be aware of, like, where are the opponents? If someone were to rush me right now, could I do something about that? Because getting up there, while you're in range of them, lets them close distance on you that you can't undo by backing up, because backing up is slower than them rushing forward at you.
Yeah.
So there it was a safety thing. It was like, this is not a position to throw the torpedoes from at all, more than you should never take high ground, or you should always take high ground, or something like that. If you're gonna go for torpedoes from there, like, you've got to be keeping yourself safe first and foremost. Even if it goes at them straight from in front, at least they're having to shoot it. And you can always, move someplace else. You can try to jump to add a little bit of extra height. But there, like, you got splatted for it, so, it definitely wasn't worth it in that instance.
No, yeah, I acknowledge that my awareness could have been better and efficiencies can be improved. So that review is helpful for me.
Yeah. The thing that I find is the easiest way to tell how strong, especially a coordinated team is, but even just individual players, is in the downtime between two fights. Like, you let's say you just wiped the enemy team. How far forward do they get during that time? Like, how much of that transition time is wasted versus how much of it is spent diving deeper and deeper into the enemy base? When, they are down a player, are they getting caught because they're staying in for too long? It's those rotations. It's that transition from one mode of play to another. The speed and efficiency of those is one of the primary things I look for when figuring out, how high level of a team am I looking at right now. So that's something to be thinking about for sure. That is a challenging thing to work on, and it will take some time, but I think that's where you're going to get the most benefit right now, looking at your decision-making specifically.
Got it. Thanks, John.
Yep. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And we'll call it there for that VOD review, and we'll bring in Shoko next. But in the meantime, got some business to attend to here. Oh my god, they blab too. This is our life now. The update does not come out at their own individual midnight. It comes out at midnight GMT. So the update is already live here. Like, it's only, like, evening in the Americas at the moment. Oh no, they're plenty aware of how to speak. That's what Sheldon said anyway. He said that. Oh, he's gonna say thank you like that every time, isn't he? Takes so long. I should have just done this at Sheldon. He doesn't do this. Ah! It's still slower to go all the way back to Sheldon just to buy them, but... At least they're trying to say thank you. That counts for something. Four more. Oh, you can press A to skip through that. Okay. I want to go in real quick, especially since Choco isn't here yet, and check out Super Chump, because I don't know a lot of things about that, and I would like to know them. So. Okay. Autobomb Super Chump. So, first of all, I want to see how this is targeted. Okay. So, it's just... you can't aim it further or backwards. You just need to know the range of it. So you can't actually even put that at your feet or anything. Like, it's definitely going to land in that spot over there. So that's relatively limited targeting-wise. But, when he presses ER, it lands right there. And let's see what damage these things do. Was that like 25? I think that only did like 25 damage per. Let's get them right on the edge of it. Okay, this one should only hit this one target. 35. I wonder if a direct hit would do more. Just kind of keep going until we see different damage numbers. Okay, this one's landing like right on top of it. What is this gonna do? It seemed like that one might have been hit by others, though. I don't know. It could be like that 85 was like 50 plus 35. So it's 50 on a direct, 35. Because that's a damage number that you see from other stuff, too. It's like direct is 50, indirect is 35, and then there's a splash that's 25. That might be what happened there. I don't think any of these should direct. 60. How are we getting it? Oh, 35 plus 25. So 25 from this one, 35 from this one is where that came from. Okay, this one's the one that stands the best chance of directing. I still feel like, okay. I think it's just 35 or 25. I feel like that's all we're getting there. They're just on opposite ends of it. I wish I could aim this more precisely. 95. That would be 2 35s and a 25? Yeah. Or it could be a 50 and a 35. I don't have you seen a 50? Has anyone seen a 50 go out there yet? I don't think there's a 50. Let's just launch it dead center. See what we get. I wish I could destroy them myself. 35, 110, 110. There are multiple ways to get to that. Okay, yeah, I think it's just 25s and 35s. Let's see how many shots this is going to take to get rid of them. Did that just, like, one-shot it? This is very counterplayable, and it's not that strong. Missiles definitely seem better than this. It's on a shooter, so it's a little bit more spammable, but I feel like this is not a reason to run an NZ95, or 89. Oh, okay, it took more than one shot. But yeah, that... I feel like a team dedicated to just, like, shooting into that is going to render that special completely toothless. I can try it out after the VOD reviews are done, but I'm skeptical about it for now. Anyway, hello, Choco. Welcome back. Pulling up the YouTube video here, and of course it, oh my god, played in the wrong window. Okay, and then I need to get this set up. This, and then this. Okay. Here we are. And let's get the peanut gallery back. Where's the peanut gallery? Where'd you guys go? There'd you guys go. All right. Check, check. Not there. Check, check. There we go. All right. I should still be streaming. Yeah, I am streaming to Discord. Are you here and are you ready to go?
Yep. I got
Awesome.
everything.
Okay. I love how our call out is launching friends. Me, I'm shredding their friends. Oh no. Okay. So is this solo queue?
Yep.
All
X
right.
battles.
Sounds good. And we're on the splash. Got a Bloblobber as our pseudo anchor here. We're going to have a Brush who's going to be trying to flank on the most unflankable map of all Splatoon. And then enemy team has a couple of sharking weapons in the Dapples and the Luna, so we're going to want to be painting very carefully if we're going to try and push up so that they're not lurking around a corner. We're going to have a steady influx of missiles from the Flingza, and we're going to need to be really careful about open ground because of the Dually Squelchers potentially being able to kite us. So I think painting is going to be really important here, making sure that those two sharking weapons cannot sneak up on us, because they lose a lot of their teeth on the front lines if those two weapons can't get in. Nothing that's out of range for you to be able to burst bomb, so that's nice. Find your good crab tank positions and lock them out. Yeah, and this is a good time in the match to just be farming for crab really quickly. Tower control starts off really slowly, and getting on top of the tower is a really vulnerable and frankly silly thing to do at this phase of the game because there's so many people looking at it. So you have a little bit of time, a little bit of extra time before that really matters to be able to get that crab ready to go and have it really, really early on. So like here, I would, we're not in range to really take part in any of the fights or anything like that. I would just be spending this time getting the crab before we do anything else. Because if you get crab, you can like lock down their left truck. You can make it absolutely impossible for them to push the tower at all from here. Like, we're down a player, but if they try to push this advantage, you can punish them for that. And so you can kind of just stay up here, wait for your teammate to be able to get back and regroup with you, and go in again from there. There we go. I like that you waited before you dropped down there. You made sure to not drop down into the 1v2, but to get that player first, recognize you had an advantage against the other one on the ground, and then go after them. A lot of players would have just dropped down there immediately and lost the advantage of the high ground, lost the ability to back up, overcommitted into a fight where, if that doesn't go your way, that first pick doesn't come as quickly, then you lose that fight, and now you're committed to it. So I like the way that you played that. And now with the player advantage, this isn't a bad place to pop the crab, actually. It was a little bit awkward because if there's a player on the other side of the tower, they're kind of able to prevent you from getting on top of them. They could maybe jump from the tower to your backside. There are a couple of options they had, but they're also on a great bridge, so it's not the worst thing to pop it there. You got the one. You probably could get this player here. So let's talk about... So from here, like, you just keep going, and you're going to be hitting them. All we need to do is, like, hit them with one Explo shot right here, and now they're really well damaged, and their feet are painted, so they have to use dodge rolls to get out. I think an Explo shot or two earlier probably would have secured that a lot more cleanly than trying to shoot the dodge rolling thing with the turret that turns really slowly. And from here also, you have a full ink tank as soon as the special finishes. So you could have thrown this burst bomb, I think, a lot earlier and not given them as many shots on you before you got the pick.
Yeah.
But you are able to pull it off, get a couple down. My concern right now is that the tower is nowhere near you at the moment. Tower is on the left-hand side. If this player you're shooting at just rotates over to the left and then runs at the tower, they outnumber your teammates who are on the tower because you're way over here on the right, and you're on low ground, so you don't have a place to use the crab tank from as effectively to be able to help them. I think this fight on the right isn't as important just yet because you're so far forward on the objective line. You might want to turn your attention to the left instead. The whole way over here, I was waiting for you to turn your camera to look at their plat so you could see what's going on up there, and you don't. Like, I would say from about right here, as soon as the bomb explodes, I'm turning my camera 90 degrees to the right as I move over to the tower, because there's not a lot that you can see that the opponent is doing right now, especially since there was someone who's like right behind you. So I'm worried about that, and I want to be collecting information on that. An Explo shot there would have finished it off like twice over, I think. Like, even if your aim isn't on completely, even if they're dodging ground, making it hard for the turret shots to hit, an Explo shot, you know, after you've hit 1 or 2 of those, will finish it off. Whereas it takes long enough to get our aim on with the rapid fire shots that we actually lose to it straight up. If you watch like top level Explo players, you'll see them typically like fire an Explo shot to paint feet and get a bit of damage, and then fire a couple of shots, or vice versa. They'll fire a couple of shots from rapid fire. As soon as they hear the click, they've hit 1 or 2, they'll fire the Explo shot there to finish the splat. And that's all you need. All you need is that little burst of damage to get someone down. You don't need to rev it up really quickly. It can help once you get all the way revved up, but getting revved up takes like 4 seconds or something, you know, some ridiculous amount of time. And in that time, you know, unless you're able to get it revved up and then train it on someone who's not behind cover yet, it's probably not going to find anything. And it's also still slow to aim that way, whereas the Explo shot, you can aim basically wherever you want. So more of the R button, I think, on the crab tank will be beneficial to you for getting the picks quicker.
What I usually do is, like, I try to get 1 pick very quickly with, like, a few classic shots and 1 burst bomb. And then I don't really know what to do with my crab, so I just, yeah, panic a little bit. I don't know.
Gotcha.
This kind of situations.
I think here, like in this situation, it's not so much you not knowing what to do with it. It's more that, like, you know that there's a player there, you're engaging on them, and the method that you're taking to try and splat them is just slower or less reliable than the options that I'm describing with using the Explo shots. That's the main thing that I'm trying to get at here. Like, I think the crab locations have been fine so far. Like this one, I think you had a winning fight against that player if you'd fired that Explo shot.
Okay.
So it's more of a mechanical thing than it is a decision-making issue.
Okay.
I'm worried about that jump, and the reason I'm worried about that jump is that I see this down here. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can see my mouse.
Yeah.
Because I see this down here, I'm worried about this jump. Because yes, there are 2 teammates right here. Double kills are not that uncommon in Splatoon. I'd probably at least jump to the player who's further back rather than landing at ground level.
I thought I had jumped. Yeah, I jumped on the one on the top.
Ah, okay, you do jump there. Okay. Shoot. I thought that they were on ground level when I was looking at that, but you're right, they weren't. It's still a little bit risky. Knowing that there's a fight there, I probably would have just swam in, because, like, when you press a ZR and land, you're landing, like, right here, right? You're super close to this anyway. It maybe takes you, like, 2 more seconds to get to that position, but now there's not a Luna Blaster shooting at you as you're landing.
Yeah.
That was actually another position where I probably would have thrown a burst bomb, because, like, from right here, you're too far away for your main weapon to hit yet. So what I would have done is, before I went into range, I'd throw the burst bomb, and then when I do push into range, I have to hit fewer shots to splat them, which gives them less time to, you know, maneuver. That they basically only have the time to shoot 1 blaster shot, and I don't think they direct from as far forward as you can hit your shots from. So you probably just hit those 2 shots before they can even hit you with anything other than an indirect. But here, because we get into range before we do any damage, now they get time to fire more shots. From here, having hit that many shots, just back up out of their range entirely and use the burst bomb, because you have something that hits from further range than they do. So just don't let them hit you a second time. Just back up, use that longer ranged option to finish it off. Yeah, you've got to remember that the Splash-O-Matic is a midline weapon with a short-range firing mode. It's a weapon that's, you know, because it has those burst bombs and good ink efficiency, it can just like splat someone with its sub-weapon from that range and then go on about its business. Or it can take fights at close range like this, like you do very well. And so, like, if there's something like a blaster, something that's dangerous to stand next to, you don't have to stand next to it. You can just hit it from further away. Yeah, I like the idea to just get a crab tank and pop it from right here, because I would have popped it to get this Flingza first, and then turn my attention to the left-hand side once the tower's further forward and clear out the ledge over here. Because the tower's going to have to pass through here, and this is one of the primary defensive strongholds that the enemy team is going to use to stop it, and you having a crab tank to stop it from there is going to prevent them from having that line of sight. So we do eventually get it. One of the things that you always want to be thinking when you have special is not just like, where's a fight that I can help win, but where's a fight that I can help win that's also in a good place for me to be able to use a crab tank from. You're always thinking, like, where are those good high ground positions? Where are those spots that have uninterrupted sight lines? Like, you always want to have that in the back of your head, dictating, like, what side of the map you're going to bias yourself towards moving toward. Like, if your teammate takes a fight and it's a very winnable fight that they just need your help with, like, yeah, you go into that fight and you help them with it. But you're going to try and put yourself earlier on in positions closer to where you can use a crab tank, so that's like, even if you go and take that fight, you're much closer to a place that's good to use crab tank from as soon as that fight is done. You just always want to be like moving yourself towards where that special is going to be useful, because it isn't very useful in certain positions on the map. Like, crab tank is not just an instant win button. It's not something that you can just pop in a corner, some random area of the map, and get any benefit out of like you can with missiles. You need to know where you want it to be in order for it to be impactful. On top of the trucks is just about always a good idea for the crab until it gets way further forward. Being on tower is generally not a bad place to be, because it keeps people away from the one thing that you want them to stay away from. So those would be some ideas here, but as soon as you drop onto the low ground and you're like sitting under a ledge or something, now you're really cutting your angles that you can use it from. Up here wouldn't be bad if you can manage it. Yeah, okay. I would definitely have used the crab tank to engage on that instead of trying to go in with main weapon, because anytime you engage with the main weapon, you're risking the special that you have charged to do it. And you could have like gotten benefit out of the crab tank, maybe gotten a pick or something, and then gone in with your main weapon. And after that, you know, maybe you get a trade, maybe you just go down, but you still got value because you used the crab tank first.
Okay, so crab on that position where I am here?
Yeah, right here is a phenomenal place to use it because it's a wide open sight line right in front of you. If somebody comes at you from like your right, you might be able to rotate to be able to see that, or you might just be able to ball up and like roll off the ledge to keep yourself safe. But like right now, there are only 2 players up. One of them's over here, and you're right in between them and the tower. So just post up there and be like, nope, you don't get to go there. And these are pretty easy shots too, because where do they hide? Like, they have no cover from this either. So especially those Explo shots, you're going to be able to find them pretty easily that way, and there's nothing they can really do about this.
Okay.
And we also give up this plat area, even though we actually, like right here, all we've got to do is shoot this torpedo. If we shoot this torpedo, we get to stay up here, and this is a really powerful position. From right here, this is also an excellent crab tank position, because now you can see everything on the right-hand side, and nobody from the left-hand side can reach you until they come around this corner and are a lot more visible and are a lot more in line with what you're already looking at. So like you could skitter around on this line right here and clean this area up, but because we just like cave right away to this torpedo, which I don't think this is even going to kill us if it hits us. Yeah, we're at full health right now. We could literally tank that take all of the damage from it, and we'd be better off than dropping down here and giving up all of this space. From up here, we control, like, this zone right here with the crab tank. Like, we have control of everything that's in front of the tower, basically. Once we drop down, we're further back and applying zoning pressure from a place that's not adding anything to what our teammates on the tower are adding. We just immediately drop in value on the map as soon as we leave here, because we lose all of our ability to control what's in front of the tower, which is what matters. Like, notice how you tried to get forward, you spent the time to move forward and try and get in front of the tower, but by the time you got there, your teammates were already down, and so now you're just out of play. Nice pick, though, on the way back. Might actually keep it here. And this isn't a bad place to use the crab tank at all. My argument would be that you could have used it earlier and had a second one by this time to be able to make the same play. Good movement to get out of there. Like, that's the best you could probably do in that situation. You're just kind of stuck at that point. Okay, so at least you're jumping to the one that's further back. Yeah, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. Just make it as difficult as possible for them to push it back into mid. You probably could have jumped on the tower and tapped it to keep it on ground level. The tower is going to stay in place for 5 seconds if you touch it, which is a pretty long amount of time. That's probably enough time for you guys to get some of your teammates back in here. And what you want to avoid is the tower going back up, so that you have to be on the high ground to reach it again. You want to be able to have the option to get back on it if you're on the low ground. So you could have just jumped on it while the missiles were falling. They had paint control on that area anyway. It's not adding any new paint. And then backed up immediately. Tower stays there. You still have, the same battle lines where they are. But now the tower's not moving back as quickly. They're coming on the left-hand side. There. Good job with the burst bombs. They did not respond to that very quickly at all. They really should have been fighting you sooner than they were, and that could have been a lot hairier if they had, but good job following up and getting rid of them. That's 2 down. We do have 2 specials, and they don't, so that's something to keep in mind here. Yeah. Not a bad use of this. You're going to have to roll away from that. Ooh, that was really scary. What you could do here is avoid the reef slider and just, like, roll yourself back up over the ledge or something. Because you're challenging a Dapples at point-blank range at this point. And I think it's more on the fact that they miss shots that you win this than that this was a winnable fight on paper.
Because my point here was, like, I thought that at the end of the crab I would have time with the end lag of the reef slider to kill him before he could move. Maybe I was wrong.
I think they definitely fire enough shots.
Yeah.
Let me just look at this real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They fire 7 shots. They only need 3 to splat you. So at least 5 of those had to miss in order for you to be able to get this. And they're missing at, like, point-blank range. So definitely not something that you want to count on working there. So we get down over here. We jump across here. I would not fire these shots because all these shots, like, aren't going to get us a meaningful amount of paint. They aren't going to hit anybody. What they are going to do is let this player that was just shooting over the top know that we're still here. Well, that's kind of a silly hammer. So we get that one, which is nice. As soon as we see this position right here, we want to be painting our feet and backing up off the tower, because we're not in range to hit these players if they move just the tiniest bit further back. And they're both in range to hit us from here. So we end up being able to get the assist on one of them, but then the other one gets us. if we just like get up onto the tower, get their attention, and then back up, our teammate who is hitting the dually squelchers probably still gets them because they're still shooting at us instead of shooting at our teammate. But we also stay alive from the dapples. There's someone flanking behind us here, so we want to be careful about that. Yeah, I like the caution dropping down. We want to make sure we know where they are before we go there. So rollers love to lead you around blind corners and then suddenly be waiting to one-shot you. Okay, good movement there. A little... So, we overshoot a little bit on the aim on the front side. But then we're able to, yeah, cross them up. That's really good. Against a blaster, if you ever get into a hairy situation with them, you want to close distance and try to, like, move from one side of them to the exact opposite side of them, because that makes it as hard as possible for them to hit their shots. Blasters at very, very close range, they need to direct you if they're going to do any damage at all. They don't get their indirect radius if you're too close to them. And so, you know, doing a 180 around them, you know, forcing them to snap all the way around behind them to get their shot, that gives you a pretty good likelihood they're going to miss, and you can try and finish the fight from there. Here again, I think what's happening is we're spending too much time on the right when the left side isn't clear yet, when the tower can't get to us yet. It's important to be in front of the tower to you know, push the enemy team away from it, but in this case, in front of it also includes a little bit off the objective line to the left, because they can get to it. Like, we're not stopping the enemy team from stopping the tower right now with that positioning. Okay, at this point, the crab might be a little bit behind the tower. Like, we go from too far in front to too far behind there, I think. Because now the tower has actually made it through that corridor. It doesn't need to be protected from the left anymore. Now is when we need to shift over to the right. So I think the rotation was a little off there. There, I like that that expo shot that you fired at them. Like, right here, I would have fired one at their feet right away. You get them off the wall that way, but if you fire one at their feet, I don't think they ever get to the wall. And then they're stuck on the ground. Aim's just a little off there. Definitely a winnable fight. I thought I saw some movement on the left over here. Not sure. Okay, apparently not. So they would have come in by now. So someone tries to... Is it that you're seeing the wavebreaker wall and you're like looking at that like, oh, there's someone on the left now, and realizing that it's the wavebreaker instead?
I'm not sure. I believe I just wanted to paint.
Because from here, it's a little while before you're going to get the crab, and there's already someone jumping across from the tower to get to here. If you focus on the player who's trying to jump across, I think this is a very winnable fight. Like right here, like they're in the air, right? So you can be hitting them this whole time, and they just can't really move away from it at all while you're hitting those shots. You probably can splat this player before they even land. But we like...
Oh, sorry, I didn't see this guy.
Gotcha.
When I was playing.
Also, did you mean to land on the sponge? It works out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Because if, you know, you didn't mean to land on the sponge, then I would say, you know, to be very careful you're not, like, dropping off of the ledge there, because you're losing the high ground for that, but this works out. There was a player that we just saw on the right truck, super jump. Like, let's back up for a sec. Super jump arrow. So that was on our screen for a little bit. And that's something that we could be looking for. If we get that pick, then we can flank in from the right side, get behind the tower, and that's a really convincing way to stop it. Cuts them off from any support from behind. Also, we've got to bear in mind that there was a player who went this way. What I would probably have done here is actually drop down to cut them off, because they're isolated right now. They're far enough in front of their teammates that we can probably go and just splat this player in a 2v1 before their teammates on the tower actually get here. They're moving just a little bit too far ahead for this to really be safe unless we like let them go. And now what's going to happen is they're going to come in from behind us in the next 3 seconds or so. Like that. So it gets a little bit more chaotic. But they're not able to be on the tower in time, so it works out. Okay. So, big things that I would say would be, number one, make sure that you're using both your burst bombs and your explo shots for the crab tank. How I avoided prison. Very cool. So we can switch back over to here now. They're going to be beneficial to you in situations where either you don't have with the burst bombs, you don't have the range to use your main weapon, or with the crab tank, when you don't have time to spin up the shots to use those, or you need something that you're going to be able to aim further, to the side, then you can swing your aim quickly with the normal shots there. I think we're like underusing those in some cases here and ending up in positions where we're a lot more aim dependent than we need to be able to get the picks that we're going for. Another big thing is to be playing more around the crab tank in the sense that your positioning is not only in places where it's good for you as your main weapon and sub weapon, but also where you're going to be able to very quickly rotate into a solid crab tank position as soon as you get that farmed. Lastly, I would say you want to be playing a little bit closer to the tower when you're pushing up so that you're actually being a defender of the tower rather than being so far in front that the enemy team can slip through. Like get behind you and get to the tower without having to stop you. And I think like part of the reason that the crab is going to be so important is that the way that the tower gets through that first checkpoint on Mincemeat is primarily you having a crab tank on left truck on a lot of team comps. That's like one of the most surefire ways to get it through that choke point, to have that overwhelming force in that one particular spot. Then from there, once that crab tank is done, now you can move up in front of the tower and rotate over to the right while it's got cover, while it's moving in front of their snipe. But at the beginning there, we're kind of leaving our teammates to figure out how to get the tower through first checkpoint without providing a lot of value while we're waiting on the right side for the tower to get to us.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
Don't think so.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being our VOD reviewee for today. And, to everybody who volunteered to be a VOD reviewee, to Splatinum as well. It takes a certain amount of humility to have somebody talk about everything you're doing wrong on stream in front of, 100 people or something. So I really do appreciate the courage that takes. And I wish you all the best in your future Woomy game in your fresh season.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the review.
Absolutely. You have a good one.
Thanks. Goodbye.
See ya. All right. So that will do it for our VOD reviews today. We had another VOD reviewee that was lined up, but the only footage I have from them is like 2 months old. So I think what I'll probably do is reschedule with them rather than doing theirs right now. Probably just get them in like next week or something. But I want to play a little bit of Fresh Season because this is literally the first chance that I've gotten to try out all the weapons. Figure I might as well do that on stream. Before I do, I want to not be hungry. So I'm going to go and get some food cooking up. And I'll be working on that piecemeal while I lab out the game. So I will be right back. In the meantime, enjoy some cats. I am returned. Hi there, Romeo. Okay. So that was Super Chump. Seems pretty mid. Not gonna doom a weapon, I don't think, but also not gonna, you know, be a high priority for someone to put on a team. Let's see how big the boy is. That's fairly quick. Goes really far. I love the way it shrinks. You go from being Angie to not being Angie anymore. How fast is this? Oh, right, you need to jump. Jump does 60. It looks like the standard swim speed. It looks like it doesn't go particularly slowly here. So you don't bounce off of things, you just kind of, like, move around them. And I didn't notice how much damage the dash did exactly. I'm also curious how it interacts with something that it doesn't destroy. I'm going to try one of the unbreakable targets, because that'll be a way to tell what it's going to do against the crab tank. Okay, it will just kind of go past them. Could be a way to cross them up. Like you use the dash to like get behind the crab tank and then you dash back the other way or something. Man, this seems like a really good weapon right now. Okay. Oh. That's nasty. It's like not only does this do damage that can combo if I get the direct with it, it also paints the path to get there when I throw it. So like as soon as I... Like let's say I'm a splash, right? And I'm trying to burst bomb combo someone. If I just lead by throwing the burst bomb, I still have to paint my feet to get over to them if I'm out of range. But like... I just swim there, because I already painted by throwing the fizzy. That's wild. It does only do 97 if you don't hit the direct, so that might actually really incentivize people to try and hit that uncharged direct. I can also see them just, like, charging it up more, though, because, like, that's going to combo for sure. It, like, paints so much... And paints so that, like, it's got this big patch that it can shark in afterwards. Like, as far as sub-weapon, main weapon combinations go, this one's kind of wild. This one might pop off. Question is whether Tacticooler is worth it. Hi, Slydra. And yes, 96 is fun. Kraken isn't affected by Ninja Squid? You don't say! If they made Kraken Ninja Squidable, that would be silly. Like, look at how big the boy is. Look at him. He can't even submerge in ink. What would Ninja Squid do for this? Pretty reasonable amount of time, I think, for the Kraken to last for. Oh, I also want to see what the knockback is like. Oops, not turf. Or table turf. It's tough. I hate that you need to press the buttons on your controller to get the copy machine to do a thing, because I can't test how well I can move toward it while it's shooting at me by myself. I wish I could just set it to shoot, right? That would be so much easier. But because I have to be holding ZR, that means I have to be doing the Kraken's charge attack while it's looking at me like that, so inconclusive. I'll have to play with it a little myself to figure it out. Or you could, like, lab it out with a second person as well in the lobby, but I'll probably just play some games. It's the T-Tech, guys. I'm playing the T-Tech now. Does intensify action decrease charge time for its dash? Good question. Let's see. So we have no intensify action right now. So we'll get a baseline. Okay. So that's about how fast we were able to do it with that. And now let's get the intensify action stuff. Oop. Yep, that works. Three mains should hopefully be enough to see an observable effect. One would hope. Okay. Looks about the same. That wasn't different, was it? I mean, we can definitely, you know, go back and clip it and see, but it felt like the same timing to me. Oh yeah, dude's gonna love that thing. I don't know. That didn't feel fast. I'll have to go and look at the footage, but that didn't feel faster to me. Like, for three mains, I feel like the difference should be a lot more noticeable than that. Part of it was probably just that I had the timing down better. Here, let's try it again. Special power-up charges, it's faster. Let's see. Special power-up. There you go. Yeah, I guess it is worth seeing what special power-up does for these. I feel like I'm going further. Like, that's a longer dash. Is that a longer dash? I don't know. I'll need to do a comparison video where I just, like, take footage of each of them and see. I can't really tell too well. Okay, so this is Super Chump with a whole bunch of special power-up. Doesn't look like it makes the radius larger. Does it make them land faster? Doesn't add any extra damage. What did that do? That looked exactly the same as it does without all of this stuff. Yeah, that radius looks the same. Are there more of them when I have special power up? Oh, it could increase their HP, and there's no way to test that. I mean, I guess I could try throwing it in front of the copy machine over there. Okay, let's try getting the special gear back on. Try launching it at our buddy over here. Nah, that still got deleted at the same speed. I don't know what's different there. That was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it was like 11 of them or something. 10 or 11 of them. And then let's take all that. Oop. Take all of that gear off. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that was about as many as there were. I don't know what's different. I'll have to ask the data miners. Data miners are going to know before any of the rest of us do. I'm going to go check on food real quick. Here, have some cats. Okay. I want to do one more quick comparison of Kraken. See if I can't figure out what that special power-up does. I'm going to try and, like, tap out the time it's taking to launch these, so... I think that's how I want to do it. I'm just working out how to, like, count time for myself. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay, can't quite get a 6th out. And then now we'll try this. See if we can do that dash more times. Okay, I got a 6th out that time. So, it does seem to be speeding up the charge time a little bit. That would be the difference. But that's like a very slight difference for only... for like 3 mains of special power-up. Special power-up just seems really underpowered right now. Across the board. Larger explosion radius on the Super Chump? Or are we talking on the Kraken? I don't know what explosion we mean. Maybe at the end of the dash. Super Chump? Alright, let's see. Let's get one of them isolated and compare. So we'll just launch one over here. Also worth noting that while the special is being activated, my meter is not chargeable. So it's a special that's not super spammable, because it's going to have a long time before you can charge up again. Okay. So, did any of them fall nicely on the lines? Not really. Ah, okay, this one. This one stretches from being on this line to being this much past it. So I'll just, like, put a mark... Okay. So the radius is like from the line all the way over to here. So that's our comparison. And now let's just fire another one with the special power-up. And see if we can get a good comparison. That's hard because they all landed on top of each other. Which might just be a sign that it's a bigger explosion radius. This one goes from out... Oh, but this one... Oh, wait, no, this is from the earlier shoot. Inconclusive. I'm going to go and stand right about here. Clear it out. Get that mark back down. That's about it. It's about yay big. I'm going to farm up and fire it in the same spot again, and this time have the special charge. Or special power, I should say. Okay, so this one starts about here. It's not that big of a difference. If that is the difference, it's not a very big one at all. But it does seem like they're closer grouped together. Like, it looks like there are fewer gaps in between them. So maybe they, like, target a narrower area and there's more overlap. Let me just see if I can get the two of them side by side in some convenient way. This is really hard to judge. So. One right here. This is the most convenient way to get the special charge right. The answer is no. But it is a way. What litter brand does Romeo use? I don't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to go and check that out. He has this, like, it's litter that came specifically with his litter box. These two might actually be a good comparison. Oh, wait, these are the same. No, I didn't take the gear off. I screwed up. Also play Splatsos. Alright. And thank you for the donation, of course, Slydra. Appreciate you. Okay. Take 3.5. I'm gonna paint this area over here. Oh, well, no, stop painting. Special's still going. Okay. This area over here. This, okay. And now before we fire these, we're going to take the gear off. And now, I'm gonna put all of this, like, right here. It's this versus this. If this is larger, it's very slightly larger. Or like this versus this. These are from two different sets. I don't know. They look the same to me. Oh yeah, let's see the new maps. I'm worried about it, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Umami is gonna be just another eel tail. But let's see what we think. Fresh Step Multicat. I think that might actually be it. Does it come in this, like, white box with very raised sides and, like, a tray that you take out for the P-pad? Okay, so this is uncontestable. Huh, just a little booth back here. Oh, they're doing construction on the ruins. That... Why? Maybe it's a restoration project, I don't know. Okay, so you've got this court area here, which is going to be relatively spawn campable. But at least it gives a little bit of high ground, I guess. And you have to come up this ramp to get there, so... this isn't too bad. Is this paintable? Okay, good. This actually should not be paintable. Ooh, okay, this is a drop to the left. Interesting. Okay. So that's nice. Got some options over here. I wish the right side was a little bit bigger. We still got these grates. How do you get to those grates? Oh, from here, okay. This could be a crab tank spot. You're trying to lock the enemy team out, you put a crab tank right here? I don't know what they do. Ugh. Okay, so we get into middle. I'm worried that this is going to be an hourglass map. I'm worried that mid is going to be a choke point. It's not as, I don't know, maybe this is copium just because Splatoon 3. This does feel very narrow. Feels like you just need, like, one person back here or so, like maybe on this box. And they're going to be able to watch both sides really easily. Like, yeah. Crab tank here. How do they get past mid? Or even up here. This could probably see all the way across, right? Oh, yeah. No shot this can't cover the left-hand side. That's why they put this here. Okay, well. It's still not great. What's the zone like? The zone is here. Oh, it's a double zone. So it's not mid that matters, it's the sides of mid that matter. Interesting. So you don't cap mid when you cap the zones. Like, you don't have to paint this at all to cap the zones, and it doesn't switch over. So this could be the opposing team's color with the zones on the sides painted differently. That's interesting. Because that means, like, you could, if you wanted to flank, like, even if they have the zones capped, you could just, like, run across and be on the other side, even though the zones aren't capped yet. They don't, like, obstruct your movement as much. They're really small zones, by the way. I have a feeling, like, you could probably neutralize that with a single tri-strike shot. Let me actually see. Oh, wait, I need to change weapons first. Like, not a huge fan of how small the zones are. Although them being tucked in that close to mid might do something for them. I don't know. Man, this area down here is so cool. I also see no reason to use it. It's just like a ton of low ground. At least you've got these walls paintable. Okay. That at least is good. You want these to be paintable to be able to get up out of here. But, like, also, is that really your best way out? Like, why not just roll out from right? Why put yourself at that low ground? Like, I guess if you've got a teammate throwing stuff from here, that frees that up. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just thinking out loud here, and I you know, these are not my final thoughts by any means. Okay. That's enough to neutralize the zone. That's 50%. Single tri-strike shot. And you could throw one of those at each of the zones. Not sure how I feel about that. They are dual zones. But it's like, with tri-strike, you can just hit both of the zones. It's not like a Booyah Bomb where you have to commit it to one side or another. You can just, like, one on right, one on left, and then one where they paint it on right again. It would be like here, 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 or something like that. I do like that you're able to contest that area from mid. That's nice. Oh, this isn't paintable? Ooh. That feels bad for trying to defend. This area right here sucks. You either, like, back up all the way behind here, or you're, like, looking at this sort of thing. But, like, this area on the left of it is really weak for any kind of... Basically, any weapon does not want to be here. This is a huge dead zone. I feel like you want to come over on the right side more. So from here, you've got this you can hide behind. Then you've got this you can hide behind. You could move over to here. You could move from here to here. Do this. Can you jump across to there? No. That's not a thing. Can you jump across to here? No, that's not paintable. Okay. It feels like that should be doable in some way. Some top-level Japanese player will figure it out, and then we'll all work to try and get that jump going. It looks like this is supposed to be kind of a one-way, I mean, I guess the easy way to do it is go here. Is this paintable at all? No, this is just cover. Yeah. They've made worse maps. They've made far worse maps. I don't know that I'd call it good, but I'm happier to have it than I am to have a lot of the other maps that there are. I just also don't feel like this is doing that much for stopping a crab tank from being annoying. Let's see what Tower Path is like. Tower Path, checkpoints for Rainmaker, and clan goals. Okay. So this is where I would anticipate the finish being. Where are the checkpoints at? Is none of this a checkpoint? Oh, wait, no, there's a checkpoint right here. It's just really bright. Okay, so last checkpoint's right here. And then it does have to go uphill to go the rest of the way, which is nice. And it's an uphill that favors the defending team. So I like that. Where are the others? Is it just that checkpoint and then one in mid? That's a... Like, it just has to go from here to there to here. And that's KO. That feels really short. That feels like you can take a lot of the same defensive positions to fight the tower push the entire way that it's going there. You don't even have to rotate that much. You're just going to have someone posted up here. You have someone posted up like here or over here. And you're going to be like encircling it from multiple sides. If someone gets across, like gets through on the left, you can flank it from here. That would be devastating, but I don't like that this isn't paintable. You can only approach the zone from that angle and this angle. So it's faster to get up from the right side. If you're trying to get up from the left side of zone just sucks because you can't get up there. Like if you get stuck here, you're so dead. And it's looking like it's working that way on every mode. Which is only going to make it more of a choke point, because going around right is the only option you're really going to like. Not a fan of that. Well, Umami, it's looking like a rectangular hourglass right now. It's not a good look. Only one check, only one Rainmaker check. Only one Rainmaker check. Oh my god. I'm gonna lose so many games because someone tries to take the Rainmaker this way. There are gonna be so many players who just don't realize that the right side here is bad, and they're gonna try and go for this. Like, they're gonna look at this and they're gonna go, this route is shorter. It's not. You can jump from here to here, probably. And then you're already at the goal. And, like, this whole time from, like, here up to here, you're hard to shoot at. You can use the goal for cover. Like, this route on left is nasty. Especially if you can make this jump. If you can't make that jump after you dunk it, let's see if we can make that jump after it's dunked. This is gonna drop. Let's see if it drops enough. Okay, that doesn't look makeable. Whereas this is. Oh no, that is makeable. Oh no. So like here to here to here? That's it? That's all that you need to get the KO here? There's like one defensive position on this map, and it is like this right side over here. So everybody is just going to filter into this right-hand side, and you're going to have to brute force through this choke point, because going right is not wise. You're no cover whatsoever until you get to this block, and even then it's not much. It's all grates. The whole map is a choke point on Rainmaker. Not a fan of that. Let's see where the clam goals are. How do you get on that pole in Inkopolis? Pika actually showed a video of getting up there. I can show you, it's just going to take a couple of attempts. Okay. So Rainmaker goal is, Clam goal is here, which is about the correct place for it. There is a flank out here. This flank is actually really good on Clam Blitz specifically, because you can come in behind the objective line. It's going to be like that kind of in Tower and Rainmaker, except that the Tower and Rainmaker is going to be pushing away from you during that time. I think this flank matters the most in Clam Blitz, because in Clam Blitz what you've got to be doing is you've got to be getting into the basket. Hello? Controller? That was weird. You're going to have to be getting into the basket, but then going back out for clams. And it's the going back out part where this flank is going to be really dangerous, because you're going to run into someone who's standing here. So it's like, as the pushing team, you're going to have to like keep this under control while looking the other way to score. As is often the case, I think the Clam Blitz is a way better arrangement than the other modes. I'm not sure how I feel about this jumping. I guess you have to expose yourself on this side of the block. Can you get it? No, yeah, you have to be on this side. So you have to be on the side the defenders can keep. But then you can hop here, and then how close do you have to be? So you can throw this while you're still on the tarp, even if it's a power clam. You have to be like right here or so. Oh, what if you jump? Yeah, so this is about the max distance you're going to be able to get it in from here, but this also lets you get in from like this angle. This right here, if you put a crab tank on this spot, GG. What do the defenders do? Like, the defenders have to filter in from that one spot. That is prime crab tank range right there. So you cannot let the attacking team get this position at all. Even, like, if you try to flank from there, if you've got a crab tank right here, crab tank's going to look this way and be able to throw expo shots and stuff. This is... I don't like this. I wish this block didn't exist. I wish this was, like, only accessible to the attacking team if they pushed all the way around to here and got up this way. Because then you've earned this spot. But just being able to exist, like, here, then getting here to here for a second, I don't know if... That feels like too much to give someone for being able to do that. We'll have to see how it plays out in the game. Maybe this is more difficult than I'm giving it credit for. Another thing about this map is that because it's small, look at how many clams there are. Just, like, everywhere. It's never going to be hard to keep a push going if you've got the map control. Can I make clams from here? Yes. I can make it mid-jump. Can I make it from the box? Okay, I have to swim and jump off the box to make it in. Yeah, remove this box, please. I think the map would be better that way. Anything around there? No. It's not paintable to Kraken in all likelihood either. What does this rail do? Rail gets you up to here. This could be an E-leader position. This would be a brutal E-leader position, actually. Holy crap. You've got, like, that pillow right there. And that's about all the cover you have from an E-leader who's right here. Oh, man. I don't like that rail. I don't know why you're giving the attacking team this rail. Because, like, left side we've talked about is a kill zone, right? Like, nobody wants to be here. At most, someone's going to be here, but even then, they're left side peeking this. So this side right here is very attacking team favored on the right. They've got the cover that they can use. They can right side peek this. You can right side peek this, but you're not going to really... I guess you can do that. But, like, they can duck behind this wall. And if they clear this area up to about, you know, the block or so, your E-leader just hops up here, and now you see everything. You see anyone who's trying to drop into this flank. You see the basket. You see anything that's not behind that pillow. You see the top left. Troubling. Let's go see what they did to Manta. I think it's supposed to be largely the same, but there was one very disappointing thing that I'm aware of that they took away. But before I do, I'm going to go and check on the food that I'm making. Food is ready. BRB. Okay, so I'm thinking umami. It's better than mincemeat. It's better than mahi. I'm not sure I would put it at better than scorch. Based on first impression, not having played it anything, I'm going to say it's down there with Scorch Gorge. I don't think it has anything that's quite as offensive as Scorch Gorge's zones layout. But Scorch also has its clams layout, which is competitively somewhat viable. So I think it evens out and it averages to about a Scorch Gorge. I'm not a fan of what I saw there. It's better designed for like 3v3s than it is for 4v4s. It's just too small. Too skinny, too many choke points. Too many really powerful positions for long-ranged weapons. Look at all this space. Look at how big this thing is. Right? Like, think about how big Umami was. Now look at how wide this boat is. That's the difference here. And granted, you know, there's an argument that a stage being this big contributes to special spam. But also, like, it's a 4v4 game. You need space. Ooh, they've changed Street. Street used to just be a trench that went from about here to about here. So they took this rectangle out of it, widened it, put a couple pieces of cover here. I actually really don't like this block because this makes it more awkward for the defending team to just right side peek this. I liked them being able to right side peek this. But now they have to do like this, which cuts their range. Or they have to like get up on top, which means they have to like jump over the top. I'm not sure I like this. And this is the attacking team favored, which I don't feel like was needed. Like, you already like destroyed someone if you got like a tri-slosher into this. But now like you also just like right side peek all the way around. Oh my god, wait. Oh no. You can just like get up here as the attack. This is way easier to attack on than it used to be. Like, you just do this, and you're up here already, and you're locking them out of spawn. Why did they make these changes? This was already kind of a lockout map, but this makes it easier. Look at this. All you gotta do is get through Street, and now all of a sudden you're on the, like, endgame spawn camp. Oh, I'm not feeling great about that. Well, I don't like those changes much. I saw some people saying that they took this block out, but it's here now. It's here in Clam Blitz. Does the basket look any different? No, basket's about the same. Jump is about the same. Paintable, not paintable there, only paintable here and here. That's all paintable as before. This works about the same way. Oops. It's weird how it's in steps like this. The climb up to... So this used to extend a lot further out. No, actually what it was, this right here used to be the wall. This used to be where it was you dropped down. So, like, this block and this block is new. This used to just be floor, like, down there. Because these are here, though, now, instead of having to, like, just swim up and climb this wall, and this whole area here being unpaintable, and you can just... Oh my god. You can just do that, and if you don't miss the B button like I did, you just paint, jump, in spawn. That's dumb. I don't like that. So that, like, this block, and then the block on top of it here. All of that is new, and I think it makes this worse. It's now, like, you've got advantage if you are scoring in the basket. Like, you can be this far out and just stopping them from even getting to this wall in the first place. Look at how little of a window the defending team has to, like, get in there. They have to go over the top of the wall, which is what everyone's going to be expecting. But from here, their shots are blocked by the friggin' basket. So all you got to do is back up and keep scoring. Right side looks about the same to me. There's a rail here now. Where does that rail go? What is the point of that rail? I don't know. It almost makes that area up there look reachable, but... Alright, well let's see what the damage is in the other ones. Okay, that looks like the same tower path. Oh, that thing isn't there anymore. This is what it looked like before. And this is a very good thing that they should keep and not change the Clamblets version. Like, this makes it so that you can't do that jump into their spawn. It still has this left side peak, which I hate, going into here. But here you can... Okay. I like the tower layout a lot better. Where is my hat? I don't know. Sorry. First checkpoint, same place. Second checkpoint, same place. It's been widened a little bit, so the tower path looks a little funky, but that's the same stuff. Okay, so nothing too much different from tower control. I'm fine with the tower control stuff. Does it have the block? It does not have the block. So this area here now, if you're going to control that as the attacking team, what do you have to do? You have to drop here, go up here, and do things, I guess. This is going to make it a lot more linear and a lot more of a grind, because... This whole area up here is just going to be free for the defenders. Like, no shot that someone just easily swims through here and does all of this to get control of this top right area. Like, this is just... On defense, you roll out on right. Pretty much the whole way, too. Like, if they're at first checkpoint, you roll out this way, and you throw bombs at it from there. If they're in second checkpoint, you're standing right on top of them here. And you can drop back behind this wall and they can't get to you. And if it's third checkpoint, I mean, you can still kind of do stuff around here like this. So I feel like you're just always going to go right. Okay, zones. We've got this right side peak again. Huh. It looks like they only made those changes to Clamblets, and it's like they were trying to make it more attacking team favored. I couldn't tell you why they want that. Still no thing over there. So on zones, you're going to have to either push forward ahead of the zone through here or around this side. And that side is always going to be just a free route back in for the enemy team. Zones are about the same size as they were. Maybe a little bit smaller. Nothing super unique to see there, I don't think. Rainmaker. Yeah, okay, that extra geometry is only there in Clam Blitz. And now we've got checkpoint here, checkpoint here. No flank. This is gonna be hard, I think. If you control this... Yeah, that's hard to do. So the enemy team is... I guess right side isn't bad here. Because on right side... Oh, they gave you a little ramp. That's nice. On right side, you can just do this... Oh. Heh. Lol. Is that... Wait, does that all paint with one shot? Can I do this? Oh my god. That's so fast. I see no reason not to go right side there. I feel like right side is the route you take if you can do it safely. Because it's fast, and it gets you further towards the second goal than the left side will. And left side's also, like... It's uphill, but... The right... Like, they're both uphill, but the right side, like... During the jump, you're going to have some cover sometimes, because they can't hit you over the ledge. Whereas from here, it's just like, you're going to have, like, a Hydra peeking you this whole way. Like, good luck. Why? Hold on, what? Is that a bump? Did my character just get, like, held up there? I don't know what happened there. So I can just hit this, right? And the whole thing's painted. I'm just all the way up. And like, look, if you're on the other checkpoint, you have to cross this whole area to get down. If you're from here... That pop gets you halfway. You also can drop down here and be like right side peeking this, and it's so much safer. I feel like it's both faster and safer. Because remember, the right side, this side over here, is basically uncontestable. You're not going to expect your frontliners to be able to control that most of the time. So, like, why be near it? Why not just... Whoop. I'm safe now. Ooh, interesting. That's... I like this little edge. This is neat. But yeah, like... Why risk anything dealing with all this noise when it's going to take longer to get to the checkpoint? And it's going to be more exposed to uncontestable high ground anyway. And right side lets you get up to here, too. So, like, you can put a long-range weapon right here right away. If you get around on the right. Plus, if someone's down here, as soon as you get past them, like, they can't actually... They have to, like, fall off or something from here if they're going to do anything to you. Or they have to, like... You know, jump here, paint this, and then walk across to defend. So right side just seems a lot better from my initial analysis of it. Is that my controller? What's going... Why am I just stopping there randomly? That was confusing. Try resetting Rainmaker by jumping it off? What about it? I don't think I I have a dead zone. I think I'm holding straight forward. I'm rotating it through all of the forward angles, and he's still moving forward. Like right there, though. It felt like it just stopped for a second. Let me unplug it real quick and see if it's like going back and forth between... Is it just gonna stop randomly at some point here? It feels like it's only happening in squid form, though. I don't know what's going on. So I'm not getting it to repeat itself here at all. Can you flank the enemy's left side using a Rainmaker pedestal? Ah, I see. So you send someone right, send the flank in on left to get around here and take control of this. Is it an idea to take the Rainmaker over there? What happens if we do that? So we dunk it there. We should still be able to make that jump easy. So we get it down over here. Now we're here, which, you know, might catch them off guard or something. That's neat. I like that you can get across using the Rainmaker goal. But if that's like the only way in, that's a lot more dangerous than having to get over here to the block that used to be there. It's like, by the time... Being here, this is already no man's land. This is already a place where you do not want to be seen. So I feel like that's a little bit on the easy side to shut down. Man, the Tri-Sloshers are going to love this map. I don't even know if I'm talking about the Nouveau or the Vanilla. The Rainmaker didn't reset? What are we testing there? Because that's a thing that can happen. Like... If you take it back here and jump it off, it should go back to mid. Yeah, Rainmaker reset. It's a matter of whether you're on offense or defense. Doesn't reset if you jump it. It doesn't reset if you... It never reset if you jumped off the map on offense. It was if you jumped off the map on your side of the map. I thought that was how it worked. All right. Let's get some games in. I want to see how a Super Chump is going to function. We'll run a little bit of a special charge build, but one that it can run and work with this. So Umami, tower control. Umami Rainmaker. I mean, I'd rather play Museum than Mincemeat, but I'm also not sure if I like to bank my calculations on the NZAB 89. So we'll take the risk. Please give me Umami instead of Mincemeat. I'm begging. We looked at ruins earlier. It's smaller eel tail. It's a rectangle with a big choke point in the middle. Not a huge fan right now. Paint up, try to get this chump. I don't know what we're gonna do with Super Chump on callouts. Well, that was effective. That radius looks bigger than it is for Tentamissiles, which is something I hadn't considered. Like, it's controlling more of an area than missiles do. And combining that with an auto bomb is also pretty annoying. This is my job. Oh, goodness. On maps this small, honestly, I feel like having that big of a radius of stuff that's in their way, not bad. This might be better than I was giving it credit for. I'll have to try it out at, you know, a higher level lobby with, you know, coordinated teams and stuff like that, but that was definitely doing stuff. Thing is, though, I think a coordinated team shreds those really quick. I think a coordinated team just gets rid of everything. I want to see someone use the chump against me so that I can try to counterplay it. See how I feel about being in that position. Does Object Shredder work on chumps? I don't feel like you need it, because, like, it looked like they have like 50 HP at most from how much, how many shots it was taking to get rid of them. There's a lot of them, so that's still, you know, you're not going to be able to clear out the whole special by yourself in all likelihood. I feel like it might actually be good target practice to have a teammate just fire super chumps and for you to shoot at. And try and clear as much of the arena of them as you could. Jump is good to quickly place and then run in and fight. Yeah, which is exactly the way that the missiles were used. Okay, first Umami Ruins game. Let's just roll out here, because this is going to give us a bunch of free area to paint for special. Left side is where we're expecting them to come from, so we're going to launch this over here. So we've got this whole side under control now. Wow, alrighty. See if we can get control of this. And what we can do with it. There's someone trying to come out to the right. And they haven't painted that yet, so I get to use it for super chumps. Nope. Access denied. Man, you can lock this out with a team of 3. You don't even need the 4th player. I guess they've really wanted that guy dead in particular. I wonder if this is destructible. I wonder if the launcher can get taken out before it launches those things. This feels so attacking team favored. They gave you this way out on the left. The problem is that way out sucks. And it also takes you really far away from the objective most of the time. But another thing here is that I might be getting match made with players a little bit below my typical ranking, because it's the new season and everything's reset. We'll see if it gets harder. But NZAP with the like K-shot playstyle feels like it makes a lot of sense. Thoughts on Kraken? I'm gonna play the 96 in a few games here after I've got a better idea of where the NZAP's at. But Kraken seems fine. It feels like something that I don't know people are going to prioritize, but also that is functional enough to exist. Well, we're up against double 96. No chumps that we're going to be fighting against. It's going to be triple Kraken. Why did I stop there? I don't understand what's going on. Maybe it's my controller. Maybe there's something with my controller, but like... Okay, yeah, that time it happened in midair. I think it's my controller that's... I'm going to need to replace this soon. Or clean it or something. I don't know why I keep trying to push around the left-hand side. I keep saying that that's a bad idea. Thanks for the beacons. Much appreciation. Alright. Well, here we are. Yeah, the left flank, I will say, even if we're past it, it's not unfeasible. That's not even really a flank. That's just them coming from the typical direction you'd expect them to come from. I need to get a super chump. I am wasting my time going in there and dying without launching this thing. Kraken just stalling the tower. That might actually be a use case for it if it doesn't get pushed off very well. There's a beacon down here that someone has used. I saw it. Nobody else saw it. Gotta check your maps. All of us gravitating towards the one good defensive position. Makes sense. No, not quite. There's a Hydra. Man, what do you do against something with long range here? Okay, we got rid of that. Okay, that is so easy to tame. That's not that much of a threat. It's more of a survivability special. Which is fine. Okay. Let's try and survive long enough to get another chump out if we can. I don't know if we have enough paint to actually use for that. Alright, well that should be game. I don't know if people are respecting Super Chump too much, or if it is actually that dangerous, but it does feel like I'm taking a lot of space every time I use it. I'm also just like, all you gotta do is shoot it, right? It seems like maybe the opponents just aren't using available counterplay here. Because it feels like you could just mow all of those down. Like any of the new kits, I've played one of them. I need to see Super Chump attempted at a higher level to really know whether I like it. Let's do... How do we want it? Let's just run quick respawn. Yeah, that looks good. Do you think Super Chump is bad? Here's my thing. Right now, it has been extremely effective as I've been using it. But that might be because the people I'm playing against have no bloody idea how to counterplay it. I feel like if you just spray into it, you basically negate its impact without even getting any paint out of it. Without the opponents getting any paint out of it. That's my concern for it. That, like, A competitive team, you know, you throw a big bubbler against, like, just random solo queue people, and it's going to last for a long time. You throw a big bubbler in a competitive setting, it's shredded in 3 seconds. And I feel like that's the difference for Super Chump. I need to see if it's really actually occupying that much space. What are these team comps? Good God. Okay, well, we do have to worry about the ZNF charger now. Oh, man, that is not where I wanted to be. This team comp is not going to show off the weapon very well. I am... What happened there? Why am I not moving? I'm holding forward on the stick the whole time. And it just randomly stopped working. I don't get it. I don't want any part in this. Please go away. Okay, so I don't actually have the fire rate to keep it away from me. A 96 cannot counterplay its own special. Man, this is so bad. We have nothing to push in with. God, this comp is awful. It happened again. Why am I getting stuck? Let's do this. Oh, right, I can't go through grades. I do not understand what the jump button is doing there. To controller fund, oh my god, thank you. That is such a kind donation. Thank you, Anime Hero. That's nice. That range is nice. Ooh, hello. You are behind me. Yeah, I can just do 52 things with this weapon. But longer range. I'm kind of stuck now. I was almost up to Kraken, though. Like, if I survive just long enough to use Kraken there, I'm actually still fine. Nice. Oh, and it gives you the really satisfying sound when you get the one shot. The squeaky. Ah, I hit them once. Darn, we just all died behind me, huh? No question that this is the superior 96 build. I don't think there was ever going to be, but in case there was. I'm trying to camp the jump. Hee hee, it'll be fun. I'll splat you, you'll get splatted by me. We'll have a grand old time. That. And we tap like this. I'll use this just to stay safe. It is nice that the Kraken, because it ignores grates, doesn't actually get blocked by the fringe at the end of the tower. Unfortunately, I think my Kraken was not as impactful as I would have liked for it to be. I should try that technique that the player was using, like, repeatedly jumping at the tower pole and see if that does anything for me. Okay, that's 2. We've got to get up there, team. We can't be back here in our spawn. Nobody... We're literally gonna just lose now because nobody's close enough to the tower. Ugh. Comp diff. My goodness. We got really close at the end, but it was just not a very good composition of weapons. Squeezer is a much more interesting pick now because of Trizuka being a semi-counter to Crab. It's like the same patch where they brought, you know, this new 96 kit that has a wall. They also basically buffed the Squeezer. So, let's try that when we can get another comp that has maybe a little bit more frontline. I have yet to see anything about the Kraken that seems overpowered. I think it's going to function a lot the way that Baller did in Splatoon 2, where you're just using it to survive in a situation you otherwise wouldn't have. There's some potentials for aggressive play, but... I think it's not in a bad place. Okay, well, they wanted me dead. Let's go. I'd like to thank my RNG. Ah, I could have popped my own. Stay alive, dear friend. There we go, thank you. This is so silly. I like how I have the range to challenge Nautilus with this thing. I didn't have anywhere to go from there. I should have been just left on the tower, at least for the time being. Hello. I don't know what you're doing here, but go away. What is happening? Oh my god. They popped theirs afterwards, so of course mine gets beaten. That makes it so visually noisy. It makes it so difficult to tell what's going on. Just a couple of Krakens flopping at each other. Oh, there's still someone up there, man. Couldn't save it. I'm dead. What happened on the left-hand side? Everybody died. Man. Oh my god. We are not staying alive. Oh, hey, stop that. Well, this is problematic. I feel like I'm not getting a team where we have real frontline weapons, and so I'm trying to play like a 52 and getting maybe a little too far in there. So I feel like on a more standard team comp, I would probably be playing further back than I am. That's getting me into some tricky situations that it's hard for me to move out of. Should try just kind of like holding my ground more rather than trying to push up as much, even though that is my nature. We'll set up over here. That's semi under control for now. The jumps make it really distracting to figure out where the enemy team actually is. Alright. Let's do something silly. You can aim that really precisely, like right as soon as it's charged. It's not like you're locked into a position until you're actually moving with it. It feels really responsive. You are pretty vulnerable when you end it, though, so you can't just stay in there like that. I'm a little disappointed that was as far as we got. Like, we had a wipe, and then we got 2 more. That should have at least gotten us through second check. I don't know what was going on behind, but... Whatever it was us losing advantage despite having more players up. Oh my god. We just all ran in and died one at a time. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, okay. Well, we get to try and counterplay this now. Yeah, look at how many of those I was able to get rid of. I don't think that's as strong as I was making it look earlier. Or rather, that my opponents were making it look. They didn't know to just shoot the dang things. Okay, well, I got 3 and stopped the tower. Yeah, they're... I think they're just straight up respecting the special too much. Oh, can I climb sponges? No, I can't. At least not that way. I should probably try that when I'm not near the end of the special, getting shot at by 3 people. Where are we right now? Oh. That was really stupid of me. Just like, shoot the tower, shoot the tower, shoot the tower. Wait a minute, we're at a numbers disadvantage and they're pushing. Yeah, like, this weapon doesn't even have that good of a fire rate. I'm still shooting plenty of the chumps before they're able to do anything. I feel like if a team actually focuses on getting rid of them, that special doesn't do anything. Except for make you stop and shoot at something for a second. For the shield. I can't hit those shots accurately. My weapon is very prone to missing. We are still in mid. Tower did not get anywhere. Popping specials, let's go in with them. What the heck? I must not have been holding down ZL well enough. Oh shoot, I should die. Oh, they didn't attack me. They did now. Oh. I turn to look at it and it's the direction where we do have teammates that they come from. This definitely has potential. It's not the weapon that not a weapon I'm great at, but gotta get used to how long Kraken lasts and what you're able to do with it and have kind of a game plan. But if people follow up with it, like, it's very distracting. And it's just kind of funny and goofy looking, too. I do appreciate that about it. Yeah, Clash Neo was going to be a bad weapon even if Chump was good, is my hot take. I think that the Clash Blaster is a very, very bad main weapon. I think that it is, like, I think it's designed to be a weapon that doesn't require you to aim as well, but that doesn't reward you as much for the damage you do because it's so easy to aim with. So it's like a weapon that's going to fall off really hard once you're fighting against players who learn how to aim shooter weapons. Okay. This is probably not going to go super well, but let's see what I can do on the Tri-Niveau. I also want to try out the Rapid with Inkjet, in part because I just miss Inkjet, but also to see how it feels. Fight against some ZNFs and see if I get shot out of the sky. Yeah, any movement that you do with the Kraken is going to move along whatever paintable surface you're near. Glenn, can I get a Woomy for the 96 goal? Yes, it is me, Glenn. Woomy! There you go. There's your Woomy, Slydra. Possible to jump over the Kraken charge hit? I doubt it. That boy's big. Cat is in lap. Whoa, that was laggy. Oh, it is so cool having the Fizzy Bomb to get in with. That's so nice. Just got this big old patch of ink that you didn't even have before, but now you do. That you can shark in and do Tri-Slosher things with. Cat, please. I need you to not. Straight up right in front of my face. Ah. Foiled in my evil plot. For glory. I would not have gotten out of there if it wasn't for the Fizzy Bomb. Well played, well played. Oh, I came around the corner and all of a sudden there was a Kraken. It happened there again. Yeah. I need to just see if it's a controller issue. Ow. The tower is moving. We need to control the tower. Okay. We've still got someone on their truck. Like, this is maybe a little bit more aggressive than we would like to see. I threw that Fizzy thinking it was a wall from having just been playing 96. We are multiple down. Ugh. Yeah, I could see the 96 being really good. God dang it, I can't get on top of the thing. As soon as I get there, the Kraken. Shoot the one side of it. Okay. There we go. Kraken. Oh my god. Come on. Alright, that's 2 down. What can we do with that? There we go, there we go. Let's get that tower moving. That checkpoint should be free. Just 1 player. We need to stay on the tower, though. Okay, we got a jumper in. That's good, that's good. We're fine. Well, good thing I've got that fast respawn now, huh? Nice! Alright, we got it. Yeah, I gotta say, Double Kraken feels really hard to do anything about on the front line. Like, unless you've got a shooter, unless you've got a fast fire rate weapon that can actually tame it, you're kind of stuck. It's very anti-bucket. Okay, this was a thing we wanted to do. Do we really want run speed? Probably not. Sure. Oop, not that. That. And, I don't know. Sure. Space make jets. Remember this little combo is back. I think Kraken invalidates Reef Slider. Maybe Hammer. Yeah, I mean, the only Reef Slider weapon that anyone wanted to play anyway was the Tetradulies. And it's not because of the Reef Slider that you're running the Tetradulies. Stamp, like, it has its anti-crab tank tech, which is the big thing it has going for it right now. Got a charger to bully. Let's just try and take the left side. It's open ground, right? That should be... It did the thing again, where it just stopped me and I couldn't make the jump. Okay, I can't get there in time because the charger's there. We're just gonna push around this way. I should probably get out of here. I told myself I should get out of here, and then I was like, nah. Charger's over there now. Oh. Didn't paint defensively. That's on me. I was surprised that it didn't get picked up by the torpedo, though. I don't know why I would rather take that rail. Oh. Got someone else with it. Nice. I like Torpedo Rapid, and I like Inkjet. So I like this kit. That is not to say that I think this kit goes super well together, but I am an enjoyer of both of the things, and so it's fun. Okay, so it did just take a an indirect, so it's got more than like 35 HP. I'm guessing it's like 40 or 50 HP that each of them has. Charger bullying complete. Help me, help me, help me. That was very winnable. And I also felt like it was right in front of everybody. Go. Crud. Yeah, these are not threatening. I don't know why it's working so well when I use them. You should be able to just, like, invalidate those immediately. We really pushed to 61. That's where we were at. Ooh. We need to stop that, guys. We need to stop that. We should not be up this far. We are losing the lead. We need to play the objective. I like Super Chump from a design perspective. I think it's a decent, like... It's a little bit of an imposition on the enemy team, at least. Doesn't feel, like, out of control. I ran out of ink. Shooting at the, chumps. 'Cause I'm a chump. Man. That was a very defensible moment, too, when we lost the lead. I definitely didn't need to get sniped, but also we had a player who was, like, attacking the enemy side when they were that close to lead. Trying to, like, flank when we have nobody in between them and the tower. Hi, Terminal 64. Chump is strange. Have you all had luck using it? I mean, I've done well with it in series, but that's because people just aren't shooting it. It takes up a lot of space, but effectively, all it's really doing is making you shoot like 2 shots and then move forward. So you shouldn't... If you just shoot it, you should be fine. It's if people are like getting scared of it and running all the way backwards that it's wasting a lot of time. How's the pool system? I made a Squid School pool, and all it means is that I'm getting all of these random invitations to matches from people that I'm not going to be playing with. So it's better used as a private battle, as like a private lobby system, rather than like, here's a big community of people and just play. Like, all that's going to happen is you're going to play with like a bunch of random people who you weren't looking to play with exactly. It's just like luck of the draw. Man, I don't like that only certain weapons can crack contain. Like, that's counterplay that is very easy for shooters to have, but for any weapon without the fire rate of a shooter, you just lose one of the biggest counters to the Kraken. It's like very shooter bias. We got destroyed that round. Isn't the new pool system going to make coaching easier? A little bit. Like I said, the nice thing about it is that you have like basically a lobby code. You just give this code to someone, don't tell anybody else what it is, and now they're going to be able to join you without having to friend you. That's the nice thing about it. I don't see a lot of value in it for any other purpose. Like, it doesn't seem like a super great like community thing, because like all that's happened is I've gotten a bunch of like, here's an invitation to play that I'm not going to take, so I'm just gonna like leave the pool. Cat. You have made yourself sufficiently annoying that you are now required to come and say hi to the people. Look at this guy. Look at him being all annoying and stuff. He's really, really annoying. Mwah. There, you can go now. Yeah, that's Romeo. Okay. Ooh, let's go. Oh my god. Nice. Nobody's on the tower. All of those kills got us absolutely nothing. Nobody got on the tower. Well, that didn't work at all. Okay, good job, teammate. That was close. We're having trouble with not dying again. Jumps. It is making me, like, startle for a second, like, because I'm used to, as soon as I see those arrows, responding by, like, looking right at them and getting ready to camp them. We need some people forward here. There's not enough pressure in front of the tower. Should not be the furthest one forward either. Okay, come on, get forward with me! Look at all this that's happening up here that we could be a part of together. If you get a Rapid Blaster on left truck, we should have a frontliner further forward than that. Oh, dude. I shouldn't have peeked. Should have stayed on the wall for a second. I could always hop over and fire a shot. I didn't need to expose myself all the way. I could have jumped out. There I am stopping like that again. Well, I tried. Stay alive. You can take this 2v1. No, it's not a 2v1 anymore. Ah, we lost it. There we go. Don't stay in the rain. Don't stay in the rain. You're gonna die to the rain. Ah. Well, I am happy with how I played. Clearly the problem here is that there's no car on a stick. How can anyone be expected to play under these conditions? I agree. So yeah, I'm really not a fan of how Kraken makes it so that the weapons that are best equipped to handle it are the weapons that are already meta, the shooters. Like, it's like a Rapid Blaster can't do anything against it, a 96 can't do anything against it, a Tri-Slosher can't do anything against it, but a Splash, it can Kraken tame all day. Because it just keeps hitting the thing. It would be cool if they would scale the knockback with how much damage the weapon does. So at least a 96 shot is going to knock it back further or something like that. Or maybe it is just a DPS check anyway. Maybe you know, inflate it or something. So that every weapon has at least a little bit of an opportunity. Because, like, of all the weapons to give this, like, unique counterplay that just gets you out of being splatted by Kraken for free, shooters are not what you want to be giving it to. They already have so much, so many advantages. Man, this weapon is so fun, but also, that is not my role at all. This is not what I play. Oh. We can try the roller out. I don't think there's too much new that I'm going to learn from doing it, but funny roller. Right, where's the jukebox? Is it, like, up here? I forget where they put it. By Judd? Okay, thanks. I don't know how I'm supposed to get in on this map. This map is not good. That's it, that's the sentence. It's just me. What? I thought I hit them. Oh. Rats. I've been out-rollered. I don't know what I'm trying to do there. I have no way forward. I have to shark. Why did nobody clear this out? There we go, that's two. And from here, we go and do the silly. I didn't get a good enough look at where I was going to need to aim. Oh wait, I was coming in. I could have tried to use Kraken in the air. I don't know if I'm able to do that and be safe by the time I land, but I should have tried it. I forgot I had Tacticooler, so I didn't lose my special for it. I was hoping I could get that and then pop Kraken to stay alive. Well, tower kind of screwed that up. Hey, cat. Please cut that out. It's me, and it's only me. I was sure there was going to be someone there. Oh, man. I hope me feeding doesn't lead to us losing this now. Wow. Wow. We are so close. Oh, no. I need to get rid of those beacons too. Like get forward and paint and stuff. There it happened again. We need to be further forward on the tower. I don't know if we can get there though. Oh, we got the overtime. Not. Oh, I should have popped a beacon on there. That would have made it more possible, I think. But yeah, wouldn't have saved it. Let's be real. I just died too much on the defense. The roller doesn't have a way to get in. Is the problem. Like, roller is a roller, but at least if the curling bomb, it could swim faster through open ground while he was getting shot. I don't even have that on the Kraken roller. 14 and 14. Yeah, that sounds about right. First impressions of Umami Ruins. On the bad side of maps. Definitely not the worst, but I'd put it on par with like Eeltail and Scorch. Not heinously offensive, but in any other Splatoon game would not have been legal. Hello there, cat. You're here to be annoying again, I see. Meow. He's just been trying to do this. He's been trying to do this the entire time I've been playing here, and now he leaves. Okay. Let's try and break stuff. Oh wait, I should not be doing this with a controller that's breaking the way that it is. Whoops. Maybe he needs some treats. Yes, I should reward him for jumping up in my lap while I'm streaming. That'll make him interfere less. Oh, that was the charge attack. I cannot stop that one by shooting it. There it is again. I'm just holding forward the whole time there. It's not moving. Nice. That's a checkpoint. That's good. Should probably play it safe from here. But I'm not seeing safe positioning there, so I'm not going to jump. Trade might actually not have been worth it because I lost the crab tank for it. Knew someone was going to try and drop. Unfortunately, I don't reach from there. Shoot. I don't know why I thought that was a teammate. Oh, you know, it was the pink of the gun. I saw the pink of the gun and thought it was our ink. Oh. That was just bad awareness on my part. Well, at least the Kraken ended before I landed. Good job, say so. Good stop. Still need a bunch of paint here. Okay, nice shot. Should be able to push it back. Nice. Okay. Yeah, everyone was focused on the right-hand side there, and I'm like, that's not what matters right now. This is a mistake. If we can pop it, that'd be nice. Looks like we did. Oh, I should die. Someone drop. Okay, good job, teammates. Drop it in there. Should be able to get one, hopefully. I think we lose our dapples here. Oh, I thought I could make it. I don't like this. We're too down. That's a lot of pressure on my team. Oh, they might have held, though. They held! Let's go! Beautiful. Oh my goodness. That was so clutch. I don't know how they did that. Okay. No more risking points on dead controller. We got our W here. We're not gonna do any more X battles though. I was dying a lot in that game. Lots of just like jump in, immediately realize I'm in a bad situation, die, jump in again. Okay. Well, I am probably going to call it there for the night. We're going to go and find a Twitch streamer to go raid. Let's go hear what Chara has to say. Oh, Chara is sponsored by HelloFresh now. They've been doing the rounds, I see. So let's go get that raid off. If you don't know Pro Chara, you definitely should go follow him on YouTube. He's a top level player, so he has better competitive experience than I do. Also makes a lot of video talking about the state of the game, the meta game. So definitely go check him out. Thank you everybody for watching. I am Jem. I run Squid School. Here are the things that I have. They include a YouTube page, a Twitch channel, a TikTok account. I've got Twitter. I've got a community Discord server. All sorts of stuff. I also I have supporters on Patreon and on Metafy. Metafy is for private lessons if you would like one of those, similar to what you saw today. So go look at the things, I guess. Also, let's go say hi to Chara. And see what he thinks of Umami Ruins. Trying to take the patch with a sense of humor. Here we go. Have a good one, everybody.